some of the other people to join, we've seen that Link has just joined the server. Link, your current group stage leader after the first 2 heats with 1,766 points.
Okay, now I've adapted everything. So yeah, and I'm really interested to see if he can put this performance in yet again, because he won both heats and he did incredibly good. So let's see what he can do today. And also the other players, if they can maybe, like from the bottom 16, if they can make something happen here.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see if someone from the bottom 16 can be able to claw back his way into that top 16 and advance into the championship phase. Now, I said you wanted to see what Link would be capable of pulling off in the 2 heats. Let me give you a little preview. So, out of the 4 maps that we're playing today, Link holds 3 world records on 3 of those. So yeah.
Oh man, that's insane. The
guy's an absolute mad lad. As we get the map restarted and we're about to go live, we're gonna have the first 2 warm-ups, and also notable appearance here. Someone that was notably missing from the first day was Zeroja from Team Metal League. The full speed player is indeed attending today.
Ooh, so he will most likely not make it because he's already missing on so many points. But maybe he can make some damage here in all those sections, because we've seen Kid, who's a known full speed player as well, who really did a lot of good rounds and actually won a couple of ones. So let's see.
He managed to get a few round wins under his belt and claw back some really good positions. And he was even sitting 3rd in the second heat at one point.
Yeah.
And yeah, Zeroja a little bit behind pace-wise compared to Kid, as we see on the TrackMania here on Yum, around 0.3 of a second. But he could still be potent given his adaptation, and I think he could really do some damage and really claw some big points.
Yeah, and this could be the do or die for the players, because if this happens like in like 10 rounds or so, this is 50 points for like, I don't know, 50 points in general for all the players that are lost, because if a player is worse ranked because Zeroja is doing good, then they're of course losing on some points, and if a good player is playing, he will most likely get some points. But we will see as we go into the second warm-up now. I'm actually following Turus right now, just to give myself an idea, because he's right now sitting on P17 in the total ranking, and I think he could be able to make it.
Yeah, he's got some potential. Maybe not as well versed, like as specialized as some of the guys that we've seen, guys like Kid and stuff like that. But he could. But as I said earlier on day 1, he could be one of those that will play the consistency game really well and end up making it into that top 16 and really show what he's capable of during the championship phase. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what Taurus will be able to pull off. Also, Lighty, not too far behind Taurus. He's just 7 points behind him.
Oh, okay.
On 946 in 18th place. So yeah, the man from Team Zero could be someone to look out for. But the warm-up is over, and now we're about to start heat number 1 of day 2 of the group stage.
Oh boy, and this will be an interesting one. I mean, we don't have a lot of players compared to the last one, but we will start now. We were missing on 5 players today, but this means that the players have better chances to accumulate more points over all of the maps. Okay, as we go to the first round, I will go with Zeroja actually, who's off to a okay-ish start. Finds himself 0.1 of a second behind. Gets a good drift here. Transition looked a bit sloppy. Didn't get the best low jump here, but still it's looking good for him. Let's go a little bit far in the top here. Coco. Oh, yeah, he's right now on P11, so he gives us a good overview here. Gwen, yet again, in first place, so Gwen is playing the insane game yet again. But look at this, look at corkscrew from Coco there. Oh my god, that was mental. And who's gonna take that second place? It's actually Kid. He overtaking Coco in the end, but can we talk about this corkscrew from Coco there? That was insane, from P11 to P3 in the end section, so that was very, very good.
Yeah, that full speed part from Coco was nothing to scoff at. It was actually a really good tube followed by a really sick wall ride that enabled him to get up at second place. But Kid managed to play the game a little bit better and get off into second place. Let's actually follow a little bit of the other 2 players. Let's actually follow Zero, who scored 5th place in the preceding round, but he actually clips the wall just before the CP, and that's going to drop him out of the group. And
let's go.
From the outside. And Lighty Oh, we got full stop picks left, right, and center. I didn't really foresee that happening. Let's actually try to see if we can actually get somewhere further up the line. Let's actually follow what Link is doing. Yeah, it gives us a good overview. Gwen, Coco, and Kid. Your top three so far.
Link.
Insanity in fourth place. Link with a bit of a wide line on the wall right, but Coco, look at him. He's really going ham. And look at Gwen and Kid. They're struggling to keep up. But maybe could Gwen make something to happen? Yeah, he overtakes.
Oh!
Coco jumps down to P3. And Gwen, Insanity, and Coco will be your top three. Kid in fourth place. Aurel, Link, Volnera, and Ben will complete the top 8. Coco was looking so good, whereas Rin, I don't see what is happening there, my camera switch. But yeah, Coco was really looking really good, but in the end, Gwen and Insanity managed to get the end of the full speed much better than them, and yeah, Gwen full sweep for now.
So yeah, it was really, really close here. As we're going to the third round here, let's see what Yotokotokolo is doing. The guy whose name is really nice to pronounce. He's right now sitting on P19 with only 32 points, but nothing, of course, has happened. And this is what I have mentioned beforehand. We've seen till this point only 20 players have survived. So top 20 and then some other mistakes rounded up. This is actually some good points for you just by surviving. If you think about it, 32 players are playing usually. But yeah, let's see what Yotokotokolo is doing. He's right now sitting on P18. Maybe he can make something happen in the end. He's betting out with Turris and Nitro here in the ending. So who's gonna take it? Oh, Yotokotokolo with a mistake! Oh, that was not good, and he will be definitely out on that. But now I didn't really capture what happened there. Gwen is dropping a 44.89, being almost to 0.25 of a second ahead of Vulnera, so what a great time. But Vulnera actually in second place. Kid, Xera, Jaja, Insanity, Mixmod, and Aurel is your top 8.
Alright, I suggest that we move on to Vulnera because he scored a really good round with a really low 45 and scored himself second place in the preceding round. And yeah, the player from Team Exalty having a really good start so far, currently sitting in fourth place with 106 in this heat. And yeah, Gwen dropping a big boy time, less than half a tenth away from the Didymania, from the current Didymania for the rounds mode at least, held by Kid with the 857. Meanwhile, Gwen and Kid clipping the outside of the CP, and that's going to be game over for him. Meanwhile, Gwen slowing down, and it's going to be Jaja and Energize who are going to be battling it out for the lead here. Let's actually try to see if we can follow Jaja here. Oh, Jaja and Link. Little Jaja will be dropping in. Currently inheriting the lead, and he will be crossing the finish line in first place, and Insanity will overtake Hydra in second. Hydra will be in... actually, Guldiz will overtake Hydra to take third. Hydra fourth. Aurel, Coco, in Zarox and Dizrod will complete your top 8. Wow.
What a crazy round, I have to say. I mean, I thought Gwen had it, but he all of a sudden made a mistake. And then also, I think it was Jaja who made that mistake.
Yeah, Jaja was actually clips a little bit of the wall ride.
Okay, so let's go with Mixmod here, who's on P7 at the moment with 130 points. So good start for him. Let's see what he can pull to the tarmac here. And as we're going to the dirt section now, of course, he is not having the most amount of speed and not the best line here as well. Who had to adapt his line, finds himself 0.2 behind the leader, who's right now Insanity. So let's see what he can do here. Oh, Reese goes really high up the banking, but didn't get a lot of speed here over that one. So he will lose an additional speed here, still 0.2 behind. Oh, let's see what he can do in this tube here. Oh, not looking too bad for him, actually. Let's go with Gwen here, who's right now in second place, battling it up with Insanity and Kid. Look at this ending. Who's gonna take it? Kid! Oh my god. It's Kid, 3,000 of a second ahead of Insanity.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Then Gwen in third place. Aurel, Energized, Zero, Ja, Zarox, and Link. So Zarox, P8. Top 8 position for him, but what an ending section from
Zarox
Kid
able
there.
To attend. I thought he was not able to attend, but I would say Kid, les rageux, he clinched first place right at the line. Unbelievable, unbelievable ending from the Against All Authority player. Let's actually follow him. Currently sitting in third place with 193, and yeah, such a really good ending from Kid's part, and yeah, it seems as though he's looking to play consistent game really, really good here. Coco not having the best start as well. I wanted to make mention of that. 135 points for him in 11th place. He had a pretty huge full stop on round 3.
Oh, Zero Ja! Oh, Gwen, the Kid! Ah!
Kid, look at Look, let's actually try to follow Zarox here. Zarox currently sitting in P11, and Zarox will inherit the lead, a 10th ahead of Coco. Let's actually see if we can actually see if anything happens here. Coco with a really good ending. He's gonna win! Zarox towards the line! Coco will win the round in front of Zarox in second place. Insanity third, Yoto Koto fourth, and fifth, Rin sixth, Taurus seventh, Disrod and ninth. What just happened on that round?
Wow, so many mistakes in that in the beginning or at the beginning of the full speed section. All players just tear it apart, and look at Insanity, who has accumulated a gap here of, if my math is correct, of 49 points. Wait. Yeah, 49 points. Yeah, my math is correct. So this is one round win for Insanity of Elite already after the first map. So great performance by him. And who I have not seen yet is Binks, who's right now on P22 with only 97 points. So this is not a good performance for Binks. Just have to...
Not the start that the Binks wanted, and Lighty as well, not really having scored many points so far, only 16 points, currently sitting in P25. Let's actually see where Taurus is sitting at, shall we? Taurus is in P14 with 152, so sitting pretty, I must say, but Zarox currently sitting on 181 in 7th place. So yeah, still looking good for the elite player, as we're already on map number 2, which is Video Capsule from Tona and Nitro. The world record held by Link with a 56.718.
Yeah, who else has the world record? Because Link has 3, as you have already said. But for the players or for the guys who joined in here, Link has 3 out of the 4 world records on this tracks. So this is this is bonkers. This is absolute madman. This is
absolutely insane.
Yeah. As we speak of Insanity right now, first in the warm-up, and also Vulnera, Mixmod, Aurel, and Turus having a good warm-up. So this is nice to see, and cool ending, I have to say. I'm seeing that for the first time, but this looks really, really good. So Video Capsule by Tona featuring Nitro.
The end is really good, but the dirt part is exceptionally difficult, on my opinion. There's a really tough entry that we're about to see. Actually, let's actually try to commentate to run here with Insanity here, the driver from Pulse, if he's able to complete a full lap. So you see, first checkpoint right here, then go really wide left. Then this dirt entry is exceptionally difficult. It's really easy to clip and lose the gear, and then we get into the next uphill right here after CP number 3, and then snap the car out and then get really tight here. 220 kilometers an hour needed to clear the jump, and then this transition right here to initiate the right-hand turn. Watch out on the downhill, not to get your car a bit too light, otherwise you're going to clip the pole on the outside for being too wide. Then this particular right-hander, really nice apex from Insanity here. Then we get into the second part of the dirt with the really tight entry here. And look at Kid. It's really easy to go wide and clip the wall on the outside. And now we get into the entrance of the full speed part here. Disrod going a little bit too tight and hitting the wall. Here a small SD. Then we get into the turnover.
Oh!
Insanity. Ooh. Yeah. Then following that, we get another wall ride, and then the end with using the sculpture block to move into the finish line.
Okay, was Disrod, because he touched there, was he able to make that jump? I think he wasn't, right? Or he had to respawn, right?
I think he had to respawn, exactly. Yeah, he dropped a little bit too much momentum clipping the inside. So, yeah, warm-up is over. Map 2 about to get underway, and it's off to you, Turbo.
Okay, I will actually start with Binks now, because his warm-up looked really strong, and he's 3rd on the TrackMania, so let's see what he can do. Right now, not making a mistake in the start.
Oh,
why am I saying that? Okay, I'm sorry, Binks. So Binks is
curse next.
Oh my god, okay, now I will cast curse Rin, who's right now sitting on only P21, but he clears the jump very good. Not the best line here for him, but he's still in the mix, only 0.2 of a second behind the leader, who's right now Link, actually, and also battling out with Disrod. So let's see what Disrod is doing. He's right now sitting on, he gets overtaken by a lot of players, but he has more speed compared to the other ones. So Jaja, Coco, and Disrod are in a hot pursuit behind Link, who goes super close to the wall there. So Link almost touching there, and Disrod actually comes closer to that first place. And also Aurel is in the mix here, so only the end section is remaining for all of the players here. Aurel with a very good tube. Look at this. Who's gonna take this first place? It's 2 Exalted players, Coco, Disrod, and of course Aurel. Who's gonna take it here in the end? Oh my god! What is happening? Look at this. Coco in first, Link, Jaja, Aurel, Hedra, Disrod, Sera, and then we have Zarox. So 3 Exalted players, and then of course Zarox. No, actually 4 Exalted players.
4 Exalted players. The Armada is kicking in.
Wow.
Look at that. but Coco with an amazing finish, sniping the one win yet again. Let's actually follow a bit with the Oster drivers, shall we? He's currently sitting in 3rd place overall with 235 points of credit, and he clicks the inside just as we told earlier. It's really easy to mess up that entry in the dirt and really lose all your speed, and he's gonna find himself at the tail end of the pack, currently sitting in last place, 6/10 down on the leader, which is currently Kid from Against All Authority. The Kid and Gwen battling it out, and look at this pack. It's really compacted together, less than 2/10 of a second between the top 10. And Link so far back and Xera are also finding himself in a good spot, sitting in 3rd place at the 3rd and 4th at the moment. Binks also in 3rd place. He's going to have to battle it out to retain his position. Gwen versus Link. This is going to be the battle for the lead that we're going to be witnessing right now. Gwen with a bit of an inside line. Link could potentially get more momentum with this outside line. Let's actually see over the turnover. Gwen seems to have got the lead down. Xera with a bit of a wide line. Binks will overtake him, Energize as well. And it seems as though Xera will drop places like flies, and Gwen will win the round in front of Link, Binks, Kid, Energize, Ben, Disrod, and Aurel. In the end, Xera will finish in P10 just behind his teammate Hydra, 4/10 of a second down on the leader. And Gwen, yeah, he manages to get a really good round for once.
So yeah, Gwen with Daddy 3 here, really good time, sub 57, looked really clean from him. So let's actually go with Binks, who had a really good round beforehand, and maybe he can make something happen yet again, because he's only sitting at 141 points after the first map and of course the round that we have played on this one here. So this is not looking good for him, as he went for a good start here. As you can see, he finds himself in the top 10 of the players here. Xarox with a very good start. As you can see, he's right now in the lead, followed up by Energize, but also Binks coming back with a strong line. So it's now Link, Xarox, and Binks sitting at top 3 here, and also Energize and Turris, as if I reckon correctly here, are in the mix. No, actually Turris gets overtaken here by Xless, who I've not seen so far on those tracks. But let's focus here on this battle here for that top 3 placement. It's super close. Oh, but Xarox with an insane line, look at that. So he was able to get some more momentum, but he makes a mistake, and it's between Link and Binks now. Who's gonna take it in the end? Binks goes super high, and will actually be Link who will take that 1st place. Binks in 2nd place, Gwen just behind Insanity, Yotokotokolo, then the 2 genius players, Mixmod, Energize, and Xless, who have not seen so far in P8.
First appearance for Xless in the top 8, and sorry for the French right now, but pas comme ça, pas après tout ce que t'as fait, Xarox, pas comme ça. He was so close to clinching the round win with an insane line at the start of the full speed part, and unfortunately with a wall clip that completely dashed his chances. And yeah, currently he's finding himself down in P12 in the overall standings with 233. Let's actually follow the man just behind him on 222. Overall, in 13th place, it is Energize from Team B Genius, currently having a really good start, sitting right in the middle of that group. Insanity versus Gwen in the lead. Xarox also joining in the mix, and Energize is one of those players that really can really get in up there in the top and show hustle it out with the big boys, just like Binks that we currently see in the top 5, top 6 so far. Energize with a bit of a worse line compared to the others, and he's dropped down to P13. Oh, and a really dodgy entry there into the dirt, and it's going to be Gwen currently in the lead. Let's actually follow a little bit the Game War driver, who's had a bit of a good line here, and Link just behind him in 2nd place. Link getting overtaken by Hydra, Xarox, and Jaja no less, and Hydra sitting in 2nd place, and it's going to be potentially looking good for the XLT players, and Link will overtake him and will take 2nd place. Gwen, Link, Hydra, Coco, Jaja, Disrod, Xless, and Xarox complete your top 8 with a really low 57.054. Nothing to scoff at from Gwen in terms of times. He also did a sub 56 a little bit earlier, as I said, with a 56.948.
So Xera was not able to finish, and Xarox dropped down here from that top 5 placement into top 8, but still a good performance for him. So I wanna spectate him, because he is definitely one of the players who could potentially made it into the top 16, because he's sitting on P10 at the moment. So this is looking good for the elite player here. Right now, off to a good start. P16, I mean, could be better, but still he's only 0.2 behind, and we've seen a lot of mistakes that were happening here on this track, as we've seen some players dropping down, and now all of a sudden it's Xarox almost approaching that top 10 placement here. As you can see, wait, what? Link?
What? No, Gwen is nowhere to be seen.
Gwen dropped down. He's down to P17.
Well.
Wow, okay.
So we're gonna witness an all new winners here. Coco versus Insanity for the lead. Look at this.
Okay, yeah, Insanity, however, with a little bit more speed over Coco here in the end. Insanity goes for that SD, but I think it's not enough because this line was too off, so it will be Coco, you winner for this round. Then we have Insanity. Actually, Binks gets overtaken by Dizrod. Yotokotokolo again in the top 8 placement. Nitro, Zarox, and then Xless again in the top 8. So nice to see a lot of players being consistent on this track here.
Yeah, nice to see. But yeah, the real shocker here is no Gwen, no Link.
Yeah.
Hello? What just happened there? I didn't see the mistakes that the potential
Yeah,
mistakes
me
that
neither.
these players made. But yeah, so it seems that Insanity will continue to remain in the lead as we enter the final round with 404 points. Let's actually spectate someone else. Let's actually spectate GamingCredit.com's Aurel, shall we? Aurélien Bouard, 22 years old, from France, currently sitting a little bit further behind the pack after a really dodgy entry into the dirt section. Not too far away to potentially take advantage from anybody's mistakes. Zarox not having that good of a start, currently sitting in P18.
Oh!
Energized. Ooh, what just happened there? Meanwhile, Insanity currently in the lead, battling it out with Link. Let's actually get back to the lead battle, shall we?
Yep.
Link, Coco, and Insanity battling it out for the top 3. Coco currently in the lead. Insanity in 3rd and 4th place. Actually, Taurus is in the lead, is in the mix as well, along with Link. And Link is going to get overtaken by Insanity for the 2nd place. Insanity is really good at those full speed parts. Coco with a bit of less speed than Insanity. Insanity going to go for the SB. Maybe this could be enough. Let's actually see over the wall right. It's like the finish line at this side, and then it's going to be Coco who will get the round win in the end. He managed to do enough to keep that lead. Insanity 2nd, Link 3rd, Taurus 4th, Nitro 5th, Gwen 6th, Muxmod 7th, and Yotokotokolo is your top 8.
Yeah, so cool to see that Taurus actually can keep up with the pace. I mean, he has the pace, but sometimes maybe he's missing out on some of his experience when he has to push it or when not. So he will play more conservatively, but top 4 placement is definitely good for him. So really, really nice to see him in that top 4 placement here. As we go into the next map, we have, let's take a look into the standings. We have Insanity still in 1st with 450 points, but the gap between him and the 2nd place has decreased tremendously. So we have Link 8 points behind, then Coco additional 19 points behind Link, and then Gwen being tied with Coco here. So a cool battle here for that top 4 placement, as we have already a huge gap between top 4 and top 5 here of 60 points.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we're already on to map number 3, which is Umrak from Rocket and Dark. The current world record, again, held by Link with a 57.540. So yeah, you see the Didymania in rounds is a little bit different than the one on Time Attack, but rounds is still held by Link with a 5.578, 57 time, of course. And yeah, this map is actually one that actually went through a tweak really early, especially in the full speed part, because the wall ride that you're about to see from the POV of Insanity here is about to be is somewhat different than what it looked when the map originally released. You can see it's a really nice wall ride right here, really wide, but it was actually much shorter and much more aggressive. And especially the end of this part right here, the part was much tighter, and the checkpoint was actually the standard checkpoint, so there was not much room to SD. In the end, it was actually made wider to enable some of the to enable a little bit of SD, a little bit of a speed slide during that second part, to in order to actually gain a bit more speed and make it a little bit more make it much more smoother. Sorry.
Yeah, so this ending section, this full speed part looks so old schoolish. I just have to say that this reminds me of old Ganja Rider maps that were played on back in 2010 in TrackMania. So this looks like a cool ending, but just imagine this being tighter. How you don't have any room for like a line misalignment. So a lot of players have ripped there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of players have been ripped. It was, as I said, in the older version of the map, it was even tighter than that. So yeah, people were really quick to actually request an update, and that update was done in due time, less than 24 hours after the request was open, which was open on Monday, and yeah, Tuesday, the day following that, Tuesday, the map was updated. So yeah, really nice reaction on behalf of the mappers and the map testers, and yeah, the organizers in general. It must be commended.
Yeah, I think it's really good to adapt a map. I mean, of course, players had like one day of training already, but this is nothing compared to a really hard ending section, because you've seen this is so tight. This tube, I can imagine me failing it almost every time, but I'm not a full speed player. As we go into the first round now, let's actually go with Ben, who's sitting in top 10, but I have not seen a lot from him.
True.
But still, 309 points. Not too bad for the TrackMania Hero Europe player. So let's see what he can do.
Yeah, let's actually go with the live round right now. Here we go, map 3 underway. We're the perspective from Ben from Team TrackMania Heroes Europe, currently sitting right in the middle of that night pack towards the end of the dirt section. Here we go onto this third checkpoint with that really tight line right here. Go onto the platform here, right there. Then go for a really tight slate apex right here. Ben going with a bit of a slower line, but he is able to claw some places back, as we saw that Rin got a little bit out of shape there, as well as Aurel, Binks, and Energize. The places are starting to fall apart for some of these players, and Ben's starting to take advantage from it. Meanwhile, in the lead, it is Gwen and Jaja, if I'm not mistaken. I think, yeah, well, let's try to follow the XLT player, if I can find him. Currently sitting P18 with 267. Jaja versus Gwen. And Jaja has much more speed at the entry of the full speed part. Let's actually see how it goes into the tube right there. Jaja will be in your lead. Let's actually see over the end. Gwen and Coco. Look at Coco with the speed. And it's going to be Coco over the line in front of Link and Jaja for your top 3. Gwen will end in 4th place. Then in 5th place, we're going to find Xerar, Yotokotokolo in 6th place, Insanity 7th, and Mixed Mod will complete your top 8. Coco with the insane speed again.
Yeah, yet again, I'm really surprised by that Coco really can do that ending section that good. And right now he's sitting on P3 ahead of even Gwen. So what a great performance from the Osurf player. So I'll actually go with him here for the next round. Alright, as we go into the first dirt section here, let's see what Coco can do. He takes it pretty good, actually. Is right now in the lead, but he clips, so he won't have a saying here in this round, most likely, because he finds himself 0.5 of a second behind. Also Aurel with a mistake, and Extas is also down here. Xera, let's go a little bit far up. Let's go with Gwen, who's right now not in the lead, but sitting on P7 at the moment. Just ahead of him, we have Guldis, who I've not seen so far yet. Insanity in first, however, but look at this fight here for that first place. It's impossible to call here. I think it's actually Binks.
So close.
Who's that in first? Okay, it's Link, 4,000 ahead of Binks, but who was that who made a mistake? I don't know, but let's focus here on this battle. Who's gonna take it? Is it Binks or Link? I'm spectating Link at the moment, who had a really good tube here and right now is approaching this ending as a first player, who's almost 0.2 of a second ahead of all the other players. So Link will be your winner of this round. Binks just behind. No, actually, Insanity overtakes Binks in the end. Then Vulnera, Rin, Xera, Taurus, and Energize for your top 8. So what a great ending there from Link. Just, getting those opponents away. So he granted himself 50 points.
Yeah, a really nice ending from Link with a bit of a tighter line compared to some of the other people. We saw Coco going for a bit of a wider line, trying to go for the end, for the bottom part of the quarter pipes towards the end. That's actually trying to follow this road. Currently sitting in P7 with 391 points to his credit. Let's actually see how the Ubi team driver is currently doing. Currently sitting in P8, right in the middle of the pack. Rin currently emerging in the early lead against Binks and Gwen. Rin with a bit of a wide line drops out of shape, and Gwen versus Binks versus Coco versus Link. The gap is starting to close, and look at this, they're neck and neck with even 5 people in the potential battle for first place. And look at Taurus, who is currently sitting really pretty here, 11th place so far overall with 350. But look, he's just behind that league battle. We saw someone make a mistake. I think it was Coco.
Yep.
Yes, it was Coco. He's not in there anymore. He is gone. Link versus Binks, and Link will still remain in the lead. Let's actually see over the turnover, and it seems as though Link will emerge in the lead. Look at the line for Taurus, though. Oh my god. Link, Kid, and Aurel will be your top 3. Taurus 4th, Vulnera 5th, Binks 6th, Gwen 7th, and to complete your top 8 is none other than Yotokotokolo. As we see Coco not able to finish, he will not score anything.
Okay, this is actually changing a lot here. As you can see, Coco not getting any sort of points, and this will increase the gap to the 3rd place. So this is not good for the Osurf player. Of course, he's in 4th place, but he wants to have this momentum for the top 16, because most likely he is already qualified if he will just do his gameplay here. Okay, let's actually go with I wanted to spectate someone by the name of Zeroja, who's right now sitting on P23, so not looking too good for him. And right now he's not having the best start either, so this is not looking good for the MTK player here. Yeah, I mean, he won't have a saying here, as we see Ben making another mistake, and also Vulnera dropping a little bit behind. So let's go a little bit further ahead. Who is there in the mix? Is it Yotokotokolo? Nope, he's not in the mix. Energize also a little bit further behind. Jaja, no. Who can I spectate?
Bings versus Insanity. Bings versus Insanity. Bings in second place. Insanity in front by
Okay.
110.
Let's see what Bings is doing. Bings here getting attacked by Link. Link, however, with more speed and Insanity crumbling a bit. Who's gonna take it? Oh, so Link almost sniped Insanity in the end, but the gap was sufficient for him to grant himself that first place. Bings in third, Xera, Coco, Aurel, Kid, and Turris again with a top 8 placement.
Taurus really playing the consistency game really well. As we said, this is one of those people that could really be showing through by his ability to get points regularly, and he's showing that really well with I think it was 3 or 4 top 8 finishes so far to his credit, and other really good placings on his behalf. Let's actually try to follow Xlist from Team Rewall. We haven't seen him so far on the stream. 402 points for him on P14, and having a really good start right here. Currently battling out with Yotoko Tokolo and Gwen, as well as Insanity and Aurel, who are going back in the mix. Currently sitting in 5th place for Xlist, and we see also Ben and Torst waiting to pounce, so he will have to give it everything he's got in order to remain into these top positions. It seems as though it's starting to fall apart for the Rewall driver, though, as he demoted down to P9 after getting overtaken by Binks. And look at Kid, he's also overtaken him, and meanwhile it is Link in first place along with Aurel. Let's actually try to tack along with them. Aurel has actually emerged in the lead in front of Link. It's going to be insane, and Link has been forced to respawn. I completely missed that, and it's going to be Aurel versus Taurus and Zero.
Taurus! Oh!
Get the round win!
Oh! I was spectating Insanity, and Insanity made a mistake there in the end, so I didn't really capture that one. But I've really seen that madman went for that line, and Insanity's not able to finish. What? Look at that. Oh my god, what an ending there from Turris.
Zero, Aurel, Yotoko Tokolo, Volnera, Kid, Binks, and Gwen. Taurus with the first round win to his credit. Wow.
Oh wow, so what a great ending section. You can see that this this kind of cut, quote unquote, in the end is faster if done correctly. As we go into the last round, Turris now, however, with a mistake, so he will be dead on this round. Turris won't have a saying, but still a very good performance for him. Right now sitting on P6, that is a really, really good performance for him. Alright, okay, Kid off to a conservative start, finds himself 0.2 behind, and has not a lot of speed, make it 0.3 now. Just ahead of him, there we have Yotoko Tokolo, Ben, and also Disrod, but Insanity making a mistake there, so not looking good. Kid comes back strong though, as we go further and further into the map. Xera also with a mistake, so good overview here from Kid. As we go into the full speed section now, Kid goes for that good SD here, as you can see, but I think it's not sufficient. Actually, Yotoko Tokolo, what was that SD from him? So he will all of a sudden overtake Kid there in the end. Who's gonna take it here? Who's gonna take the lead? Who's here? Who can respect it? It's Coco here. Coco in the lead. It's such a back and forth to spectate here, because I wanted to spectate someone in the top 5, but it wasn't possible. Jaja in second, Binks, Aurel, Yotoko Tokolo, Volnera, Kid, and Hedra. So Yotoko Tokolo with a really, really good ending section, securing himself 38 points.
Really nice performance from all these players, and especially a special shout out to Taurus for clinching his first round win we've seen so far in the group stage. Really great performance from him, and to snipe it on the line against players like Coco, Link, and stuff like that. And sorry to say that, but Insanity, what was that line from him we saw last round? He must have had a nose slide or something, trying to go for the outside pole drift, and he might have tried to time it a little bit too early, and yeah, hence the nose slide that we saw, and yeah, the amount of pace being dropped.
Yeah, that was weird to see, but I mean, sometimes something like this can happen, but yeah, usually it should not happen. So we have Link in the lead with the Devil's number, 666 for him. So nice number to go into the 4th map, which is Idealist by Slays featuring Sparker and Zeroja. So actually nice to see a player also mapping here. Cool to see that. We've seen that in the past already, right? On those kind of tracks. Yeah.
Okay, so I know this is gonna be it's just a main question. Guess who holds the world record?
Not Link.
It is Link. He's the only, and fun fact, he is the only player who has made a sub 1 minute time on this map. He holds the record with a 59.953. All the times above that are strictly above the minutes.
Okay, this is actually insanity. So maybe Insanity can make a sub 1 minute in the match. Who knows?
Yeah, he's tantalizingly close, just 37 thousandths away from actually breaking even with the minute. So
look at this, 700ths of a second. in the warm-up.
Yeah, in the warm-up. So yeah, we could potentially be set to see some good times here. I will be honest, this is one of those maps that I didn't really take much notes out of because I was so busy preparing other stuff on the side, and I did play the maps, but I didn't make any notes out of that. So we're gonna have to kind of remember how everything goes on this map as we see it.
Okay, I will actually go with Aurel now, and let's see the first round here for the last one for the warm-up here of the third heat. Let's keep a look. Or a tight dirt section, as you can see, where you have to hold your gear, as it seems if we're going to a tunnel section into a jump. So this looks not too difficult of an entry here, but of course those uphills are always there to make a mistake. And I think if you make a mistake there, you're not able to make that jump that good that you've seen before there. So Insanity and Coco are battling it out here. Okay, so a really dirt-heavy map, as it seems. A lot of dirt transitions and trajectories. But, I mean, this track is long with a length of 1 minute, of course. But a lot of dirt into auto drifts or where you have to, align your car just correct. So it's interesting to see that. Look, another dirt transition. Yeah?
Really interesting to see, yeah, that kind of dirt-heavy map. I say dirt-heavy, not in the conventional sense. Is that more that the transitions themselves are more dirt-based, which makes it a little bit more easy for some of the other parts. For instance, the full-speed part with Zeroja, which is made by Zeroja on this map, with the transition towards the final section of the full-speed part. It's really easy to use that dirt to actually initiate the drift and actually initiate the speed slide and try to keep it more conservatively. As we're already live right now.
Okay, I will go with Yotoko Tokolo here, who's right now surprisingly actually on 7th place. I mean, he's not the fastest, but he's, as well as Turris, one of the more consistent players. So right now, not off to a good start, 0.2 of a second behind. Opts for a little bit of a, weird line there, so he will drop a little bit further behind, 0.4 of a second now. And we have also seen Volnera not having a good start here, so let's go with Kid, who's right now on P10. Insanity in the lead over Aurel. Oh, really close for all of the players. Exalti players, Hedra and Jaja are also in the mix. And Link is there as well. So they will... Oh!
Clipping the outside.
Hydra... Oh, wait. Okay. I was a little bit confused. Sorry. I thought it was someone different. But let's...
Look at Kid, though.
Look at this battle here for the top 5 placement. The Jaja and first, Insanity, Aurel. But this is so close to call. Kid comes back with a good line. Look at this. Who will take that second place?
Jaja full stop!
Wait!
Kid will win!
Oh, is it Kid? Yeah, 7,000 ahead of Aurel. I thought for a minute that Aurel sniped it there in the end. But what a mistake there in the end. So... Jaja dropping down, very, very bad to see that. And then we have Insanity in 3rd place. Link Torres again to see him, and also Rin in that 6th place. Guldus as well, so some new faces here in the top 8.
Jaja going way too tight and full state picking in the final checkpoint, no less. That must be absolutely devastating. Let's actually try to follow someone else. Kid with a bit of a clip towards the start already, so it's gonna be done and dusted. It seems as though for the Against All Authority players, actually try to follow Jaja. Speaking of, from Team Exalti, currently not having the best start sitting in P19, as we see some people lagging out. At least it's on my POV that's kind of lagging out here and there. So Jaja currently sitting in P50.
Oh,
Coco! Fly out! What the hell just happened? Meanwhile, Disrod and Link are having a really good battle. Let's actually follow Disrod for a little bit. Link, Aurel, and Disrod, along with Yotoko Tokolo and Binks, and here come the last.
Oh, who was that? I think it was...
It was Link! Link will drop out, and now we're gonna have Aurel versus Yotoko Tokolo versus Binks for the lead. Let's actually see Aurel having a bit of a buffer with 1/10 of a second, but maybe Yotoko Tokolo can make something happen here. No, it seems as though Aurel will have enough of a gap to warrant himself the win. Aurel will cross the line in 1st place, Yotoko Tokolo 2nd, Binks 3rd, Gwen 4th, Jaja 5th, Volnera 6th, Disrod 7th, and Ben in 8th place. What happened to Link, though?
Wow, yeah, what happened to him? I mean, as well as Jaja, both of the players are so glass cannoned. They are risking it to the biscuit, and also Jaja only on P17, and he is capable of doing more than that. He's only P17, so let's follow him here. Only for 466 points, because he's capable of doing more after that devastating mistake, throwing away the 50 points there. This is so valuable for him. So he's off to a good start, finds himself in the top of the pack here, as we can see Kid now battling it out here with Coco, actually. Who's in the lead?
Having a worse line.
Yeah.
Coco currently in the lead. Zero second, Gwen third.
Okay, then we have Jaja also in the mix. Oh, but Gwen with a mistake! And also Disrod was almost able to make contact with the roadblock there, or with the scenery there. But it is Coco in first. Then we have Xera with a little bit less speed compared to what's Coco. But now we're going to the full speed section. It's a do or die. Jaja and Vulnera also in the mix. Coco goes for a little bit more outside approach. Who's gonna take it? It's actually now Jaja in that second place. He's a little bit more speed. Who's gonna take it in the end? Oh, it will actually be Coco, because this line was really, really good for him. But Jaja comes super close there in the end. And then we can see 4 Exalted players. 5 Exalted players in the top 8. And 4 just behind Coco. Yotoko sneaking in between. Xless also there. So what a great performance here from all the Exalted players. Holy moly.
The Exalted Armada is back at it again, and this time we got the full-fledged 5 players that are entered into this French Championship, and Kid having voiced a bit of his frustration with the gear downs and the bugs that have been plaguing him. Let's actually follow the Against All Authority player for a little bit here, currently sitting in 9th place with 568 to his credit, currently sitting right in the middle of the pack in P7 after the CP, 500s behind the leaders. Gwen and Insanity battling it out. Taurus also in the mix as well in this early part of the map, but here comes the uphill, which has been a real murderer for some of these people, and it seems as though Kid has managed to get a somewhat decent exit out of it, but some people got him better than others. And Xless, among others. Who was that?
Was it? Wait, what's that?
I don't even know. Meanwhile, Gwen with a mistake in the inside as well. It's going to be Link versus Insanity, the battle that we've been seeing quite often here. And Jaja also in the mix. But let's actually focus on Jaja for a little bit here, as he is one that could potentially be set to really disrupt some of those people. And yeah, try to overtake some people. I can find him. Yeah, there he is. Currently sitting at P16 overall. And Insanity, he could potentially get overtaken by Jaja. Let's actually see. No, it will not be the case. And Link will win the round in front of Insanity. And Jaja will complete your podium. Kid in 4th. Yotoko in 5th, Vulnera 6th, 7th, and Binks in 8th.
So Link 87 thousandths away off that 1 minute time. So what a great time from Link. I'm always like for the ending, because this end from Insanity looked so close. I could really not estimate this turn at all. So what a great ending section again from him. Okay, let's go into the next round here. I will go with Binks now, who's sitting on P9. So he has recovered, as we have, as I've said beforehand. He was on that, P18 or something like that, and now he's up to P9. So what a great performance from Binks, as he's not having the best start, but he's still in the mix. So nice to see that Disrod is in the mix, but Link and also Binks making a mistake there. Zeroja is able to capitalize from that, but both of the players are out on this round. As we now see, no major mistakes have been done here. Let's focus on this battle here for that first place. I've seen Xera being a little bit further in it.
Insanity will go outside, and he will be out of there. And Gwen making a mistake as well, so it's going to be Xera, I think, in the lead.
Xera in first here, and let's see who's going to take the second place. Also, Guld is in the mix. Jaja, then Zarox, and Aurel. This is your top 5 for the moment. It seems that Xera is untouchable for now. Aurel actually overtakes the rocks here, and it will be like that. Guldis will be in second place. Nice to see that. Jaja in third, Aurel in fourth place, Zarox, Tourist, Mixmod, and Hedra is your top 8 for now. So a really, really weird round, as we've seen a lot of mistakes here by a lot of diverse players here. So interesting to see that run.
Yeah, really interesting to see, as we saw that some of the big names, Insanity, Gwen, and Link, like 3 players out of the top 4, completely flunking on that round and completely missing the mark, and that allowed Xera to take his first round win. Let's actually focus on Coco right now, the player from Team Osif, currently sitting in 5th place overall with 721, and he's had a really good start, currently sitting right in that top 3, top 4 group with Gwen, Link, and Insanity, as well as Xless joining in the mix, Taurus as well. Let's actually see in the uphill. Is really well negotiated for him, and he's going to be up in 3rd place along with Guviz, who is showing up yet again after that strong performance.
Oh, Coco!
And that's going to be game over for him. Let's actually try to focus on. Let's actually find
spectating.
Xless. No, let's actually try to follow Link along here. Link, Gwen, and Gold is your top 3. So Gwen, Link, and Gold is your top 3. Link in P2 right now. Let's see if he's managing to get something to happen in that full speed part. Let's actually see. Let's actually try to see Gold is trying to actually make something happen and overtake Link, but it seems like it's not.
Oh, Insanity!
will win the round in front of Link. Insanity will cross the line in 3rd place in front of Binks, Jaja, and Gul'Diz, who will drop down to 6th in the end. Exla 7th and Hydra in 8th, and thus Heats 3 out of 4 of the group stage for the French Championship is completed.
So Gwen rounding it off with a 1 minute 08. What a great time from Gwen, but Gwen only on 4th place. So Link will win this 3rd heat in total of course, the first heat of the 2nd play phase. Then Insanity in 2nd, Aurel, Gwen, Coco, Yotoko Tokolo actually in 6th place. Hedra, Turus, Bings, Xera, Jaja, Disrod, Kid, Vulnera, Mixmod, and then Access for your top 16. So really surprisingly to see that Turus and Bings and as well as Yotoko Tokolo have made it into the top 9. Really nice to see that.
Really nice performance, yeah, to be said from Taurus, no less. He is actually one of those that is on the verge of potentially qualifying into the top 16, and he's showing proof that he is capable of taking on the big boys and advancing, and deserves to advance into the championship phase. So yeah, really great performance, and yeah, Link with 881, it's pretty much 3 out of 3 for now for him, if I'm not mistaken. He also won the 2 preceding heats that we played on day 1. So yeah, really strong performance by the Mad Lad himself.
Okay, so we will have a little bit of a break now, a break of 25 minutes, which is well needed for all of the players, because the heat was really, exhausting. I can't really imagine for the players, because so many players are playing and you have to consider so many things. And of course, the tracks are not as easy to play as they might look.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I will see you in 20 minutes, or like, let's say 5 after 3. I will be back. I will grab myself some beverages and something to eat. So I will be right back.